y'all. Welcome back to another episode of Tech of Fame podcast. My name is Kaya Montigny, and today's guest is Brianna Burrell. Brianna is Miss Alabama 2023 and is a graduate of the University of South Alabama with degrees in political science and philosophy. Brianna was recognized on the Dean's List and was selected as a Black Student Union Director of the Year and was involved in student government and numerous other honored societies and organizations. Brianna's community service initiative is Save a STEM, encouraging STEM engagement in students of color in underfunded schools. She has been honored as a Girls in STEM volunteer, the STEM Sports USA Influencer of the Month, and the Boys and Girls Club of Alabama Mentor of the Year for her work in STEM fields. Brianna has also written a children's book entitled Investigation Nation, Who Made It? Exploring Diversity in the World of STEM. An accomplished vocalist, Brianna has performed at many notable events and for various dignitaries, including former Governor of Alabama, Bob Riley. I'm super excited to have Brianna on the podcast today. A few weeks back, she competed for Miss America, which is amazing. And I watched it, and I'm like, okay, like this is amazing. But thank you so much, Brianna, for coming on the podcast today, taking the time. I really appreciate it.
No, thank you for inviting me, Kylie. I'm so excited.
Me too. And to start off, first and foremost, like what encouraged you to compete in the Miss America organization?
So my eldest sister reached out to me and told me, "Hey, you are looking for some scholarship money and you've done a pageant before. Why not do Miss Alabama to compete for Miss America?" And when she told me this, I was like, "Hold on, wait a minute. You want me to actually compete for Miss America?" But looking more into the organization and its pillars and what it stood for, it really drew me. But most importantly, of those scholarship opportunities, because I was looking to further my education, but also not be a financial burden to myself or my parents. And thankfully, in the past 2 years, I've earned, I think, approximately $31,000 in scholarship money, and I'm able to go and get my master's of education debt-free at the University of Alabama. So I'm super grateful of the opportunities for financial gain for my education that this organization has awarded me.
Ooh, I love it. Like, was this pre-COVID, like before you got like went into college, or was it during when you're in college at the moment?
Yes, I actually graduated college. I graduated in 21, so it was post-COVID, and I was working as a STEM teacher at the Boys and Girls Club in my hometown. And so I was still, looking for money, and through these scholarship awards, I've been able to, write off my student debt, but also now be able to pursue my master's as well. And so that was something that, I was out of college and I was looking for a scholarship opportunity where I would still be able to, further my education, still work, and still have an impact with the community service that I'm doing. And this like checked all the boxes.
And plus, with all the scholarship money, like you can say, like, okay, no money to pay after college. Like this is this stress-free, no more debt after college. You said something I'm like trying to figure out is that like, okay, how do I go debt-free when I go to college next year? Like, how's that solution?
Yes, and I'm so grateful that the Miss America opportunity is one that it's focused on the scholarship opportunities for young women who are, in high school about to go to college or already in college, graduating college and wanting to get, a postgraduate degree. It covers all fields of education.
I know, right? And it gives you like if you win, like what's the same as America, it gives you so much scholarship money that it's like you do not have to worry and it covers literally anything you want to go to.
Exactly. I love it so much.
I literally like it with everyone I've like me and you talked about this earlier, but everyone I talk to always encourages me or inspires me to go to Miss America organization. And who knows, I might do it next couple of months after this rate. But like what has like your journey been like to become Miss America, the Miss America organization?
Yes, becoming Miss Alabama is something that has, years of work. I've this is only my second year competing. So my first year was in 2022, and I won Miss Mobile Bay preliminary from my hometown and placed first runner up for Miss Alabama. And so that was a feat in and of itself because I had never done pageants before. I didn't grow up in the system. And so it was kind of like shocker, like, oh my goodness, okay, I'm actually good at this. They like me. The impact is making, strides and blazing trails. So let's continue doing this. And that's what drew me even further. I guess I got bit by the pageant bug, and I came back, returned as Miss Baldwin County, which is a county next to my hometown. And that's when I won Miss Alabama. And so all throughout this journey towards Miss Alabama and as Miss Alabama has been one where I want to focus on the impact and the legacy that I wanted to leave, but also the experiences that I could gain, not just about the scholarship money, but the people I get to meet and the impact that I get to have, the ways I get to set up my professional career after, life after the crown, but also working towards that education that I want to get. And so it's not just a one facet thing. It offered so many more moments of growth and experience and memories that I'm grateful to say that I've been through this process. I've had this title, and I can't wait to whoever gets this title next, or whoever steps into this competition with expectations and hope, because I know that that Miss Alabama and Miss America opportunity is going to exceed those expectations.
For sure. Like with Miss Alabama, in terms of Miss America, like in general, it gives you so many opportunities, not just money. Of course, I know that's a big factor in terms of competing, but also the people that are in the organization is like so amazing. Everyone's literally just so supportive and so sweet that it's crazy to think, because a lot of people think, oh, Miss America is all about like competition, everyone's rude, like that's our kind of cliche thinking like, okay, why should I go into a pageant if people are just gonna be rude or cocky about this one? But it's like, of course, there's people like that. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying there's none, but it's like there's so many amazing people in this organization that is like a very welcoming community to go into, right?
Yes, yes, that's one thing. One of our, I guess, hidden pillars would be sisterhood. That's something where, at whatever level, whether that be at the local, state, or national level, competing for Miss America, you're surrounded by women who are girls. They cheer for you. They help you through it. They're a shoulder to cry on. They're that voice that say, "Okay, girl, you got it. We're gonna strut ourselves. We're gonna work it." But they also hold you accountable when you try, or when you start to listen to those voices that doubt you. They're ones to snap you back into reality. And so it's truly is a sisterhood of amazing and brilliant women who, yes, we're all competing for one title, but they understand that no matter whoever wins that title, that we're each going to support that girl and our other sisters, because we go through the same thing. We have the same struggle, but the same journey. And it's so much easier when you go through it together than trying to do it by yourself.
Right? And like with being going by yourself, it's not literally losing a title that you've been working on for months. It's seriously not easy. Like, if I was in that position, I'd be like, okay, I'm not doing this again. I'm losing. This is it. But it's like to have those people like to support you in the same position is something that you wish you were part of years earlier. Like have that support system, people really around the same age as you and going for the same position is always a big thing, because you are going through the same emotions and same journey, of course, going for one title.
Yeah, yeah. It's something like you said, we all go through the same thing, but once you realize that, oh, they feel the same way, so they understand it. So let's share those emotions, but also share the experience and try and make this experience a better one, that rather than trying to, make it something that maybe leave a negative impact on that person.
And in terms of Miss Mobile Bay, like, do you know Hannah Adams?
Yes, I do. She is such a lovely soul. I was just on her podcast last week, but just being able to be Miss Alabama Sisters because we've competed both last year and this year, and then now we are Miss Mobile Bay Sisters.
Mm.
I was able to be there while she was crowned, and so that was something was like, oh, okay, we're connected now.
Yeah, like I interviewed her about a couple of weeks ago. Like I forget when, but she's seriously the sweetest human being on earth. Like she's amazing. Like I saw you were on her podcast. I love her podcast so much. I listen to every episode, but it's like she's literally the sweetest human ever.
Yes, yes. And it's a testament of the young women who are, competing and participating in this organization.
Right? And she is such a bright example of that, how there's so many amazing women in this competition. It really shows what people are like and how supportive they are, and really shows through different people, whether it's in Miss Alabama organization, Miss Ohio, Miss Pennsylvania. Like there's so many ways people are so supportive, but there's so many prime examples of how sweet these amazing women are.
Yes, yes.
But how has like your faith grounded you in your journey in the Miss America organization?
Oh, yes, that's something that is important to me outside of Miss America, but definitely while I've been competing throughout this journey and what during my time as Miss America. Throughout these years, and especially as Miss Alabama, two scriptures like have really been my grounding points of Proverbs 16:3, and it says, "Commit your works to the Lord, and your plan shall be established and succeed." And so that reminds me that in everything that I do, I want to give 110%. That I'm fulfilling the purpose and the why in those moments and in those plans, and committing it to the Lord, saying, "Okay, Lord, this is my plan, but it's your will. So whatever you want to come out of it, let's make sure that that plan is established and succeed." But also, faith without works is dead. So the faith that I have to see it come to fruition, I want to make sure that my work is matching that same type of faith, where I partner with God in His will in my life to make sure that every plan, every goal, every dream is fulfilled to the best of my ability. And then the second one being Psalms, I'm forgetting it now. I think it's Psalms 119, verse 105. I think that's it. I'll have to check my Bible after this, but it says, "Your word is a lamp unto my feet and a light unto my path." And so that reminds me that this is a daily journey. It's not a race, but it's a journey. And so I have to take it step by step on that path. And so some days I may only see one part or one step of the plan. Other days, I may see the full plan from start to finish. And it reminds me, however, if I see one step or the full path, that God is with me at every point of that path and every point of the plan. And so I don't have to worry because I know I'm always directed in the right spirit. I'm always directed with the right wisdom and intelligence, with the right people around me, with the right connections, because His word is a light, lamp unto my foot and a light unto my path. And so that's something that's really grounded me throughout this journey as Miss Alabama, and especially during Miss America, because that's a new experience for all 50 of us girls, or 51 of us girls, but also something completely new to me because I didn't grow up in pageants. And so I had to remind myself it's not me comparing myself to the girl next to me, but it's me looking down the path that God has in front of me and taking each moment in, taking each step in, and making sure that I'm living it to the fullest, 110%, and being present in those moments.
That is like so well said, because God and having faith in what you do, it doesn't matter if you're in a Miss America organization, an actor, a lawyer, like who knows, it can be like anything. And this really shows how God is so amazing in terms of, okay, like I want to win Miss America. Like, how can I pray and have God help me during this journey? Because God is so good in terms of, okay, what's good for me in the next couple of months? Like, even if I didn't win Miss America, like what's going to help me? And a person that knows everything is God. He's the person that knows, okay, this is what next for you. You might not know at this current second. It might not seem like, okay, I'm not Miss America. I seem like the worst person in the world right now, but it's like, okay, like maybe in the next couple of months, God might have plans. Like there's so many ways God can have so many plans and ideas for you that you might never expect in coming weeks or months.
Truly, that's such a true statement.
And like you were recently just competed for Miss America down in Orlando, Florida. Like, what was that like for you?
Oh, that was like a dream come true experience. Not many people get to say that they competed at Miss America, so I'm proud and honored to be one of those people to who can say that statement. But it was an amazing experience from day one, checking in and meeting some of the girls in the lobby, and you're just hear the screams of like you finally meet these women that you see on social media, and now we're like starting the week together at Miss America, and it was something that from the very beginning it was fast paced, but every moment was full of memories and laughs and experiences and bonding and life changing things where you get to see more of who you are, and you see the other young women and their impacts and the things that they're doing in their lives, and be, honored that you're standing beside them, but also empowered that the future is going to be in great hands because you see just some of the work of 50 other young women besides yourself, what they're doing, what they're accomplishing, and the strides that they're making in the world. So that was just an amazing experience to be on the stage, to perform where such amazing young Miss Americas have performed before, where other amazing performers and actors and singers have performed.
Mhm.
But taking that experience and being able to represent your state to the best of your ability, and then coming back and saying, this is what happened, and I had so much fun. I have now 50 new friends all across the nation, and being able to come back and feel almost rejuvenated to complete your year out with a new passion and a new fire, because you're like, I just represented my state, and I'll get to come back and represent it even more, tell about this experience, encourage other young women in this organization and opportunity, and make the impact and leave that legacy that I want to leave.
And like that is such a big honor to just go to Miss America. Like that is something that not a lot of pageant people don't get to say, whether they're in small local competitions or like there's not even in competitions, but they want to go to Miss America. It's like to be like, okay, look at this. I just came back from Miss America, I represented Alabama. Like that is something not a lot of people get to say. But how is that feeling for you coming back from Miss America and saying, "Okay, I just went to Miss America in Orlando." Like, what was that feeling for you?
It was an amazing feeling, especially when I won the evening gown preliminary award. So I was able to bring home an award. And I'm so grateful for our wardrobe sponsors, the Clothes Tree and Giovanni, Deborah Wiggins here in Birmingham. It took us to Atlanta Market and worked with Julie, one of the designers of Giovanni, who was also the official sponsor for Miss America. So having that experience was amazing. Being able to represent such, beauty and grace and personality through my style was
Mhm.
an amazing experience that I'm grateful that I, took an award back home, and also won another award with a graphic design competition that we had amongst us other title holders. And so that was something that, I put Alabama on the map. I wanted to go there and take home some awards. And so I'm grateful for doing that and finishing out that goal, especially in a gown that I absolutely love. Oh my goodness. I wish I could wear that gown everywhere, but I can't. But that was just an amazing experience just to bring that back home and hear the people, oh my goodness, you look so beautiful on stage. We saw your gown. I'm like, thank you. I felt beautiful. But
Like that's a big honor. Thank
yes,
you.
yes.
Like, and no one needs to tell me why it's so beautiful, anyways.
Thank you. Yes, but that
But
was
like with
amazing.
all like dresses from Giovanni, his sponsors, like they're so pretty. Like I went to one of the local shops at Miss Pennsylvania and Pennsylvania's team got their gowns for Miss America, and for a local formal that was like months ago, and I was literally obsessed. I wish I literally bought every single one of them. Like all the Giovanni dresses and everything are just so pretty that I wish I can snatch all of them. These are so pretty.
Yes, Giovanni has like I think one of my favorite collections ever is just so full of color and its different patterns, but I'm very glad that they are an official sponsor for Miss America. I know Madison, our current Miss America, is going to be dressed to the nines and tens everywhere she goes.
Oh, for sure. Like, and she's the first person to active military, right?
Yes, she is a pilot for the Air Force, and so that's just, breaking and shattering glass ceilings and just showing that women can do it all and will do it all. And so I'm very proud of her. She is an amazing person. She is so funny and sweet, but determined and passionate. And we've seen, the work that she's done already before Miss America, and I can't wait to see her increase and expand upon all of the work that she's doing and shatter and show that people that it's a new day at Miss America for sure.
Oh, you're so right. But how was the Miss America competition different from Miss America? Because I'm sure like it was so different. Of course, with being a state competition, of course, the world competition is so different.
Yes, there were a few differences. Alabama, we've had a preliminary title holder since the inception of Miss America, since 1921. And so we've, been ones that have followed the trend of Miss America. So there weren't many differences as far as production with Miss Alabama, Miss America, outside of course, it being on a streamed platform, being on YouTube. I would love for Miss Alabama to be streamed so people everywhere could watch it. That is something hopefully we may get to see in the next few years if we work on that. But a lot of the production was different. The phases of competition were the same, but I'm grateful that Miss Alabama has a board and a production team that wants to make sure that whoever wins, she's not frightened or overwhelmed from the level of production at Miss America. So I felt very prepared and capable because of the level of operation that Miss Alabama has. And so there weren't a lot of differences. Of course, we have more title holders at Miss America because there's 51, but Alabama usually has about 40 to 45. And yeah, I think those are only the couple of differences in production and the number of contestants. But other than that, Alabama, we're up there with Miss America. I love my Alabama organization. That is something I get to say. I'm proud to be Miss Alabama. Um, but yeah, I'm glad that we do have that level of production at Miss Alabama, who that we can prepare our girls for whoever wins to be ready for the level of production at Miss America.
I was surprised, like for the Miss like Alabama, they have so many people like closely to Miss America. That's crazy. They have so many people. That was gonna be so much shorter for some reason. I don't know why.
Oh yeah, Alabama, we are a big pageant state down here, and so there are a lot of girls. I believe this year we have about 42 or 43 competing, and next year we're adding some new preliminaries, so we may go up back to 45. So there's going to be a lot of young women vying for the title of Miss Alabama.
That's so crazy. I cannot imagine like competing with other 40 girls. I'm like, I'd be like, I have no chance whatsoever. Like, there's no chance. But you got to perform at many events and including in front of the governor, or former governor of Alabama, Bob Riley. Like, did you meet Bob Riley like when you performed or no?
Yes, so that was actually when I was, I believe, 10 or 11 years old. So it was a while ago, but I was very honored to perform for him. It was our Christmas carol, and we came and they had a conference at the Mobile Convention Center, and our elementary school choir came and performed, and I had one of the solos there. And so it was pretty nerve-wracking for, a 10-year-old girl, but I was very grateful to, step outside of the fear and sing all of my notes. And he said I did really good. So I'm gonna take him at take him at his word. But he did come around and he shook all of our hands and congratulated us and spoke to all of the kids who participated in the choir. So I'm grateful for that opportunity. And ever since then, I've been singing in church and at different appearances throughout the state and throughout my community. And of course, I sung for my talent as Miss Alabama and at Miss America. And that was something that like literally blew my mind because our talent day was at the Hard Rock Cafe where so many amazing performers like Jimi Hendrix and Tina Turner and Florence Pugh and just so many like stars that are have made it and have sold out shows, and I'm standing on the exact stage that they sung at. And so that just blew my mind, and I was so grateful for that opportunity.
I'm so jealous. Like, I cannot imagine doing that at 10 years old. Like, if my 10-year-old self did that, performing for a governor, I would lose my mind. I'll be like, nah, this is not accurate. Like, this is not true. Like, how were like the emotions for you that night? Because I'm sure they're just very nerve-wracking.
Oh yeah, definitely for sure. There were a lot of nerves, but I turned that nerve into energy, and so that was kind of like me just shaking out all the nerves and keeping all of the energy inside to make sure that I'm hitting the right notes, saying the right words, and making sure that I, have that stage presence and give the audience a show. So that's something that I'm very grateful to have learned that skill because there have been times where in certain solos where I'm just like, I just forgot all of the words, but I'm gonna make them up as I go. But it was a good performance. We came down on top.
I could imagine. I honestly would have done the same exact thing. If I forgot my words, I had to make up little words that come to my head for a serve.
Yes.
But what are your plans for after Miss Alabama?
Yes, so life after the crown is fastly approaching. I'll be enrolled at the University of Alabama to receive my Master's of Education. So I'm very excited about starting that. Getting prepared professionally to become a curriculum developer, especially from my community service initiative. It focuses on curriculum development to make sure that what we're teaching our kids prepares them for the future and for careers that have are still developing or have yet to be developed in the world of STEM. And so I'm grateful for that. I've already had some job interviews and put out some applications. It's already starting because June will be here before we know it. But I'm grateful to finally start stepping towards the direction professionally of what I want to do and the legacy that I want to leave.
Ooh, you're getting all the head of the game. Oh my gosh. Like, I would never. I'll be like, okay, I'm just gonna wait until May and get everything done this so I can do like get everything done last minute because I'm a very last minute person. So I could not imagine just going ahead and didn't get everything done. I wish I had that mindset, get everything done in advance.
Yes, yes.
But your community service initiative is Save a STEM. Like, why should there be more STEM involvement in schools?
Yes, I love this question. So my service initiative was inspired from myself. I grew up very inquisitive and I was involved in STEM and robotics teams and clubs growing up and other extracurricular activities focused on STEM. And I was either the only girl in those classrooms or the only African American student. And so that at that point, I was just like, okay, I need to work on increasing, recruitment, getting some of my friends and family members and community members involved in STEM because the skills that you learn in STEM not only develop you as a student, but also develop you as a person, as a thinker, as a creator, a producer. And throughout these objectives and curriculums, you're learning problem solving and conflict resolution, you're learning teamwork and critical analysis, and all of these things develop you in certain areas that you'll utilize in other places, like problem solving. If something happens or something breaks in your house, yeah, you may want to call someone who's skilled in fixing it, but that's going to be a fee. That's going to be money out of your pocket. And so learning how to solve certain problems or using your brain to look at different solutions creatively allows you to think better and think faster and quicker and more efficiently, and which will help you in other areas, learning how to teamwork. One of my focus points in my community service initiative is diversity representation. And so it's not removing what we already learned, but adding to something that we forgot to teach about. And so making sure that people learn how to accept other cultural perspectives, learning how to value and understand perspectives from communities that they may not have grown up in. So the products that we create, the inventions that we innovate are one that all people of all communities will be able to positively use and be impacted from. So whether that be women, whether that be African American, Asian, white, Hispanic communities, whether that be communities with people with special abilities who may not be able to operate this world how we may do if we have, both eyes, both ears, both hands, both legs. So making sure that we're highlighting innovators who come from those communities and show students like they did it and you can do it too. So offering a sense of encouragement, but also making sure that these classrooms have the materials necessary to adequately engage our students in STEM curriculum. So it's very hard to teach something when you don't have the materials or the resources to teach it. So making sure we're creating, those funding channels from communities to the classrooms where community leaders can directly pour into the classrooms, but we're also showing the work and the improvement to our legislative officials and our government officials, showing them, hey, we poured money into this program and they benefited. This is why we need to continue pouring funding into those classrooms and into that education. So that's so important in today's society because we don't know what the future is going to hold for us. We see, the implementation of AI in classrooms. We see implementations and, new advancements in technology that some students may not be able to keep up with because they don't have that exposure. So making sure that STEM exposure is in the classroom, preparing them for the world around them, but also preparing them for jobs if they're interested, and showing them how STEM correlates into the classroom and into what they're learning.
That is so important. I love that you touch on all those things because, of course, representation is such a major factor in what we see and what we want to do. Because, of course, with STEM in terms of television, there's not a lot of representation on screen for STEM. Like, there's very few STEM characters on screens, shows, movies, especially women, is very slim. And, of course, to have like that resources is so important because, of course, with people, especially women, are very not interested in STEM, and not a lot of people like science or STEM specifically. So it's very good to have that representation in different colors of your skin tone, what you look like, representation. Like that's a very major factor in getting girls more involved in STEM.
Yes.
But like to wrap this episode off, to on a good note, we have a bunch of fun questions that we just started doing each episode. And so to start the fun questions off before the end of this episode, do you prefer movies or TV shows?
Oh, oh my goodness. So I love like the experience and the ambiance of movies. You go there, get your ticket, get the popcorn and slushy. It's the dark lights and the surround sound. I love that. But I also love TV shows because the characters have plots and they get to develop, and it's something like almost every week. So I would have to say TV shows.
I will agree the same one. What's your favorite TV show? Because I'm a big TV person, so I'm very curious.
Yes. So two of my current favorite ones is a new one. It's called Abbott Elementary and it's on ABC. And so it talks about like teachers in a Philadelphia-based school and just the plight of a teacher. I'm a, teacher myself. So I love that because it's so relatable and so funny to see how they translate that on screen. And then one that I can always watch, I go back, it's my comfort show. It's The Office. Oh my goodness.
Oh.
I love it. My favorite character has to be Michael for sure. But I
Mm.
don't know, Jim is up there as well. But
Mm.
that is like a comfort show. I get to go back, even though I can say the lines word for word. That's my show that will continue to make me laugh every day.
That is some great options. And a fun fact, I'm actually from Scranton, Pennsylvania. Just like the fun fact. Yeah, yeah. I'm
Oh my
actually from
gosh, I
Pennsylvania.
love
So once you
that.
said that, I'm like, oh gosh, here we go. Here we go. But what's like your favorite thing about yourself?
It would have to be It probably have to be like my smile. I
Ooh.
always get that when I smile at people, they say I smile with my face. And I think that's a pretty cool thing. And I can see it like when I do smile, my eyebrows raise and my eyes get big and my cheeks are like so big. But I think it like it just shows me a piece of myself and my personality because I am a joyous person. I love positivity and making sure I have a good time. And so if my smile, no matter how big it is, can brighten someone's day, then I feel like that I've done my part. So I'll probably have to say my smile for sure.
That is definitely a good trait. You also have a pretty smile, by the way. I
Thank
forgot to mention.
you.
It's pretty cute. But if you could have any superpower, what would it be?
Okay. Inside scoop, I'm also like a huge superhero Marvel fan.
Me
Oh
too.
my goodness. I would have to, oh my gosh.
I know
What?
it's super hard. I can't. It's so hard for me to choose too.
I know. I would probably have to say, um, probably like intangibility, like Shadowcat
Ooh.
from X-Men, where you can just like walk through stuff because
Oh, that's a good
kind
one.
of I'm kind of a klutz and I always like hit my hip on something or my leg on something. So if I
Mhm.
could be like Shadowcat and just walk through stuff, that would make save me so many bruises.
Oh, same here. Same here. It would save me so many broken bones. Like,
Yes.
it's so true. But the final fun question we have is if you could be anyone for a day, who would it be?
Oh
Another
my God,
hard question.
I know. This probably doesn't sound selfish, but I love my life. I don't think I would want to be anyone for one day, but let's rephrase it. If I could spend the day with anyone, I would probably have to say Zendaya because
Oh,
she's
I
just
love
like
that
so
answer.
cool and like fashionable but funny. I feel like I would have a good time hanging out with Zendaya.
Yeah, Zendaya would be a great person to hang out with. Like, she seems like the coolest person to hang out with.
Exactly. And so nice and down to earth too. So I would
Right?
have a
Like,
good
have you ever seen The Greatest Showman with
Oh
her?
my goodness, yes. I love
Oh
that
my,
movie.
it's my favorite movie of all time. She's absolutely fantastic in it.
Oh my goodness. Oh
If,
wow.
if anyone never watched The Greatest Showman, make sure go watch it because it's so
Yeah.
good. But like, thank you so much for joining us today. It was so fun getting to chat with you. Your work and everything you're doing is absolutely amazing. It's so much needed. And I really appreciate everything you're doing. And I really appreciate coming on and taking the time to chat with us today.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Kylie, for inviting me out. This has been an amazing interview.
Thank you so much and enjoy the rest of your day and we'll chat soon.
Bye.